For Panthers Fans Only is a sports podcast intended for mature audiences and contains profanity as well as extremely spirited conversation. What you see and hear are the sole opinions and depictions of each individual, not at all inclusive of the entire cast or any guests associated with our show. Thanks for tuning in, and always remember to stand on business.
Simple.
Shut up, boy.
Simple.
No, you shush, bitch.
Because we on the rise, man. You know, we've been down bad for a little while, but you know our time coming, so you might as well jump on the ship while you can.
He said, I was never down bad, I was just fucked up.
We ain't taking a lot of new fans. we gonna remember everybody that was talking bad on us, so jump on the ship while you can.
That goes for Tavian, too. I don't even know if you got time to join no more.
What the fuck?
I don't even know if you got time to join no more, for real, for real.
That's
Damn.
how he started at 2 wins. This is all it took, 2 wins?
What did I say?
You can start getting money out of them now.
Week 18?
It's about time.
I said week 18 was what now? No,
I don't remember what you said.
I mean, I've been saying the same shit all season. We want to see progress. I think we're starting to see it.
Are we? I can't even get my music to start. Oh, I guess we're going with no music today.
That's nasty. After a win, you going starve the fans like that?
I can't get it. I mean, what do you want me to do? I can't get it to go.
Now you just had that shit rumbling.
On God, I did. That's what I know. That's what's crazy about it. What they say? That's crazy about
Something
you.
he messing up.
They trying to force me to.
It's a user error.
I don't think so, bro. Everybody just relax, bro. I don't even like the way y'all's energy is.
It was good about 30 minutes ago when you said you was going to be here.
Well, I'm here now. They say sometimes you can't rush greatness.
We ain't rushing greatness. We rushing you.
It's a great point.
I don't know why the set isn't right. Never mind.
You comfortable?
Chill.
Yeah, I feel great.
Set good for you?
Yep.
Cool. So the set was good for everybody who.
Oh my God, I'm sorry. That was OD. My fault. I know they jumped on the other end. There we go. Everybody just relax. Everybody, hey, what they say, you do what you want when you pop it. Everybody just chill. I'm just happy. Matter of fact, now. Hey, I know I had y'all vote, but I don't care. My producer said we won't open it to that, so what y'all want me to do? Exactly.
Open to what the fans want. Open to what the fans want.
You want me to change it?
I don't care.
Your attitude is not what you told me it was earlier. Hey, we got some shots in this bitch? We got shots? Y'all don't got no liquor in this motherfucker?
There goes some shit up there. I don't know what it is.
What's that big ass bottle? That was up there.
You want a shot of vodka? Go ahead.
Everybody just relax.
You want a shot? Go get you one.
No, I don't drink vodka. I drink tequila, bourbon, tequila, whiskey.
Can't be asking for a shot and then cancel.
Or you can just have the right shit. Who drinks vodka?
Gorillas in the fucking scoop. Finna pull up to the zoo.
Hey, I like how JC been sliding too, and he been chatting. I don't know where you got off thinking you were at. Oh my God, let me chill.
Gas what I smoke, nigga. Feds in my dough, jump out the window, nigga. No, you can't get no money, silly hoe. I just hit a stain.
Sure he had made it over Jonathan Mingo.
Both of them sorry to
Apparently
me.
not. You got a fourth one.
Talking out his neck.
Appreciate it. Goofy. We shout out Goofy. Hey, Jonathan Mingo, shout out to you. Appreciate it.
Ground on him. Blow. Someone pick him up.
Jerry.
Take him to the moon. To the fucking thing. I'm riding through New York. Finna go and shoot New Jersey up.
Hey, I said week 18 was a divisional championship, didn't I?
We gon' come and blow New Jersey up. Bang, bang, bang. You want some, hurry up, nigga. Try to rob, bitch.
And I'm letting my guns hang. I don't give a fuck. Last week, I let everybody off the hook. I ain't say nothing. I said we were getting clipped by New York, all of that. Everybody got to live with me now. And fuck the Cowboys. I wish y'all could see his face behind this camera. Oh my God. Oh my God, I wish y'all could see his face behind this camera.
No, nigga. Like it always do.
On your block, we gon' blow, nigga. Go, nigga. Run, nigga. Run for the park, nigga. Guess what I smoke, nigga. Feds in my dough, jump out the window.
Hey, they said we in the hunt.
Can't get no money, silly hoe.
Yeah, nigga. Energy change, ain't it? Oh, I need to chill.
Yeah.
I need to chill.
Because it was the Giants.
I just hit a stain.
So what? What does that mean? Well, 2 weeks, like Dunk said 2 weeks ago, it was just the Panthers. So I don't want to hear all of that shit. I don't want to. Sit back, nigga. You lost this week. You lost. Just sit back and sip your drink, nigga.
I'ma still
See,
put some
everybody,
diamonds on.
hey, don't let nobody rain on your parade.
Yo, these diamonds on our phone.
We've been through too much the last 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. Don't let niggas speak.
At first, I thought that was a Bryce jersey.
Cause I don't do marriage.
You knew better.
Niggas slide, no, we don't do scary. We took 10 stars, no, we don't do worry. Bite, bite, bite.
Because he got you fanned out.
I'm a gorilla in the
Behind 126 yards. Imagine
I
that.
never said he had me fanned out behind that.
No, nigga, pull up on your
Dylan ready to crash out behind him every week, ain't he?
Nigga, run for the park, nigga. Guess what I smoke, nigga. Feds in my dough, jump out the window, nigga.
Hey, I like when I come in a room full of NFL fans. In this situation, it just being 3 of us, 2 of us Panthers fans, and the other nigga got to sit back and be quiet and don't speak. That's what I like. Don't say nothing.
Where you find that at?
Don't say nothing.
Because it ain't this room.
Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing.
It ain't in this studio.
I got a song dedicated to you. Don't worry about it. We just hey, everybody just relax and sit back and enjoy the intro. Because we might not win another game this year. But
Happy
just
Veterans
chill.
Day.
By the time by the time they hear this, it's not going to be Veterans Day.
Well, today is Veterans Day for us.
Well, who's a veteran in here?
Does it matter?
Yeah. It does, to me.
Shout out to Meek.
To who?
Shamik.
Oh, yeah, shout out Shamik. Appreciate your service, big bro. How's everybody doing? I don't like that my music ain't coming on demand, bro. I don't like that. I feel like I don't got... I feel like I don't got...
Boost Mobile. Gotta get up off of that.
Cricket.
Realistically, be serious with yourself, bro. Both of y'all.
US Cellular.
I just don't got. You know what it is actually? Y'all want me to tell you, or you are
It's
just
gonna be our Wi-Fi probably.
That's exactly what it is. No, that's exactly
My shit
what
been
it is.
working fine all day.
I swear.
So it's just me every time I come in here, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much. That's why I think you be speaking lies on it.
Okay. I don't know what's going on. Oh, that's why my storage is full. Anyways. Good afternoon. Good evening. Everybody good now?
Been good.
All right.
I feel great.
You said you had a great day. What was so special about your day?
Just a good day. Great day for a Monday. Chill day. Every day is a chill day now for me.
Yeah, you don't do shit. I told you, when you get on salary, you don't do nothing. That's like, I mean.
That's just not true, but.
What did you do today, if you don't mind me asking? What did you do today?
I work. I did work. Like that's a loaded question.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. It was a beautiful day. It was pretty relatively quiet, since never mind, I can't even go there.
Since what?
The markets have just been looking really nice for the last week or so. I think about this ain't an economic podcast, but about $1.28 trillion hit the economy post November 5th.
What was so special about that day?
Market's just been looking really good.
Good job. That was a trap question. Matter of fact, let me just chill because I know they'll get emotional in their feelings. Because them text messages that I had in my phone, oh my Lord.
It's crazy, though, because I seen a post the other day where people talking about maybe it's not that bad. maybe it ain't that bad.
All of a sudden.
Quick.
Young Chop on the beat.
I just felt like we should play both. Just because they got voted in. I cleared my space, so now it's working.
No, you wrong, baby. No, you wrong. Fake niggas, fake
Is that how you cleared your space? You deleted the messages that got sent to you?
Which one? Oh, no. Nah, those stayed. Shout out to Jalen Tolbert for dicking my money off last night.
I told him.
A subpar receiver with a subpar quarterback. That's what you decided to bet on.
That's on him.
For 20 measly ass yards, he can't do that.
Subpar receiver with a sub. The quarterback only had 40 the whole game.
He's sorry. He's sorry as can be. Welcome to Four Panthers Fans Only. I know the intro has been a little bit longer than usual, but y'all complaining when we didn't play music anyway, so, I mean, y'all should enjoy this aspect, enjoy this part of it. Brought the music back. Carolina Panthers win. Made it a little more difficult than it really needed to be, too. We're going to have a conversation about that because, I mean, look, we believe in Dave Canales just like about half of the organization or half of the fan base. But Sunday, my God. I mean, that's the best we can do to close out the game. Up 10 in the fourth quarter. That's the best we can do. We're going to talk about it. Shout out Chuba Hubbard getting his bag and then having a career day. That's how you should do it. They tried to stretch him, and the bitch-ass refs ain't called nothing. Well, so I guess we just don't call hip drops when it's the Carolina Panthers, right?
Bro, honestly, they haven't been calling it, like, at all, damn near. I don't even know why they implemented the shit in the. I mean, they just haven't been calling.
I don't understand why we're gonna say that we have this rule is gonna be a point of emphasis this year, and I've seen it called maybe twice the whole year.
Same shit happened to Joe Mixon. Fucked his ankle off.
Yep.
They hit the okie doke. They said they was gonna be watching for the hip drop and shit, but it really it's been that illegal formation or that weird lineup penalty that they keep calling.
So stupid.
Whatever the fuck that's about.
Yeah, I done seen that call way too many times this year. But yeah, again, welcome to Four Panthers Fans Only. If you're new being here, or if you're new here rather, thank you so much for being here.
Spit it out, you got it.
Relax. Usually, the intros are a little more organized and constructed. This week, everybody just chill, just relax, enjoy the moment. We gonna get we'll get Tampa Bay one time. We'll get we gonna get Dallas. The 24th. They done had a horseshoe up their ass the whole season. I hope they win this week. Kansas City. I hope Kansas City wins this week.
They done had a horseshoe up their ass since they drafted 15.
It's been hitting a little different this year. It's been hitting a lot different this year. A lot different.
They'll pick the game. They'll pick our game to turn it on.
You think so?
It would get beat by 50.
You think so?
Nah, I don't know. I doubt it. I don't know. They haven't been playing. Their offense hasn't been playing good. So
they look like ass. They look mediocre. And I mean, listen, I understand that your record tells the story when you look at the numbers, but when you turn on the film, it don't look the same. It don't look like the same Kansas City Chiefs. To be honest, when the season started, I had already said it was a trap game for them. I didn't know they were going to be undefeated up to that point, or 9-0 or 9-1, 10-0, whatever it'll be. I didn't know it was going to be that, but I've been saying it was a trap game. So cool. Let them walk into the bank and think shit sweet. With Chuba toting that bitch the way he been toting.
I will be in attendance. Can't wait.
I will be as well. Will you be joining us?
I think I might. I think I might because I'm not going to the Dallas game. I ain't wasting my money on that, so I might as well.
Y'all play the Commanders the 24th?
Or are you talking about when they play us?
When they play, I know I'm talking about when we play y'all. I'm not going to that game.
Oh, you're not going to that game?
Like, I'll be in the city, but I'm going to go to a fucking bar. I'm not going to waste my money to go see them sorry bitches. Well, but you know what? I'm not completely out because what my nigga Dion say last year? Catch us now. Catch us while you can.
Oh, it's been
Catch
30
us while we
years.
down. No, I'm talking about this iteration of what you see now. The product that they put on the field this season, unacceptable. That shit
What
better
makes
never
you think
happen
that'll
again.
change?
Yeah, I was about to say.
Matter of fact, this is not a Cowboys podcast, bro. We're not starting like this off a win. Actually, before we move off of them, I did see that he's the favorite to be y'all's new head coach.
Ben?
No, Dion is the favorite to be the next Dallas Cowboys head coach. How do you feel about that?
I would love it.
5 seconds.
I would love it because that's an attitude that we don't have right now.
I don't think it's going to happen.
I don't think so either.
Because he's already said, I know money can change things, but I doubt Dion is hurting for money. But he already said that he just feels like he can't coach NFL players because, they already got everything they want. It's kind of hard to get niggas like that to play for.
If they give him a Matt Rule contract, he ain't turning that shit down. I guarantee you.
If they do that and draft his son.
Well, that too. Yeah, he's not turning that down.
It depends on what kind of business he's standing on. If he's standing on his morals and principles, I'm just going off what he said. Well, like I said, money can change people, but it would be different if Dion was hurting for money.
Did he change his morals and principles when he was all pro-black, and then he went to one of the damn,
Yeah, he absolutely did.
So.
But, never mind. I don't want to get into that situation.
Nah, it was a messy situation. Don't get me wrong. It was nasty. And I think that he did the right thing, but I'm just saying when that bag come and people ain't falling in line the way you want them to,
but I think they pretty much falling in line in Boulder right now. Yeah, you talk about a place that ain't had no fucking running water. Like, I'm just not about to get behind that shit. I hate to tell you.
Hey, and they might make the playoffs. All they got to do is very, very simple. Win out.
And truthfully, I'd rather have Ben, but that's all I'll say about it. I'd rather have Ben. The way he been calling shit up in Detroit.
Y'all need to change players, bro. Like, it's a coaching thing, but at the same time, something else has to change. Jerry Jones has to step back.
He do.
No coach is going to be able to change that. He's not going to be able to control Dion.
No. It is. Nah, it's a personnel thing. Them niggas are pussy. But that's why I can't wait to talk about what I saw from the Panthers this week because it's like two completely different, two teams with the same records on two completely different trajectories. Because what I saw from the Panthers in particular, that defense is guys were sliding.
I've been asking probably for about 2 or 3 years for us to have some defensive players that wanted to cause harm to opponents. Last week, we getting a lot. let me just chill. Let me just chill, bro. Hey, shout out to X, man. Shout out to X. Last week, we getting a Olave hospital visit. And this week, we send bro back to that tent. And I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all, too, there's no way Malik Neighbors ain't have another concussion. But,
they got to get Daniel Jones out of there, or else Malik Neighbors' career is going to be very short.
Yeah. He hasn't been wanting to play with him since the summer.
I don't think he wanted to play with him since he got drafted. He just knew he was going to a bullshit situation.
Rightfully so. Did y'all see what he did this weekend? Y'all watched it?
Yeah.
Daniel Jones has to be one of the worst quarterbacks in the NFL, if not the worst.
And that's exactly why I said that we were going to win the ball game.
Thank you for changing my mind on that on the live stream.
Because I said Daniel Jones is dog shit. And I just fail to believe that we'll lose solely to Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah. It goes Daniel Jones, Derek Carr. They're about in the same category.
Where's Bryce?
For me. He's above both of them.
Wow.
Chill. I just asked, bro. I just asked a question. That's it. What was the final? 20-17?
No.
What was it? I don't know what the final was. I know we won.
It was 20-17. Yeah. 17-17 going into overtime. Turnover. Field goal.
2017. 2017, the Carolina Panthers win. First and foremost, thank you so much for being here. If you're watching and you're new here, thank you for being here. If you're a returning viewer, if you haven't already, make sure to tap in with us on socials. For Panthers Fans Only on Instagram and TikTok. Find us on Twitter at FPFO_podcast. Find us on all DSPs for Panthers Fans Only. Go to Google, search for Panthers Fans Only. It's going to pop up. Best believe that for sure. We had a little problem with that about a year and a half ago. We had to get that shit cleaned up very, very fast.
At one point, it wasn't showing up.
Shadow banned.
Yeah. I don't even know if it was that. It was
niggas behind the scene trying
to, praying on our downfall. But we fixed that. We cleared the air for sure. What else? What else? Anything introduction wise?
I got one. I
Okay.
do want to give a special shout out to the Dolans. Just got married this weekend. One of my best friends from back in middle school, Caitlin, got married to her 10-year partner, Jared Dolan, this weekend. Beautiful ceremony. Shout out to y'all. Appreciate
That's lit. 10 years.
For sure. Appreciate y'all letting me be a part of that. It was a very special moment.
Shout out to them.
Shout out to them. What else? Do you have anybody that you would like to shout out?
No.
I want to shout out Xavier Woods. I want to shout out J.C. Horn. I
Roll
want
the
to
clip
shout
from
out
3 weeks ago
Chuba. Yeah, probably.
And who else? Who else you leaving out?
Jalen Coker.
DJ?
DJ Wanham. Oh, my God.
Yeah,
Shout out DJ Wanham. Hey, big bro. Let me chill. Hey, I apologize. I'm not going to speak for him, but I apologize. I didn't know that's what type of energy you was on. My fault.
Moving forward on this
know.
podcast, when we say DJ, that's who we're referring to. The other one is going to be referred to as Johnson.
Okay, or 52. Whichever one y'all prefer. But yeah, no, the Carolina Panthers win their second ball game in a row. First time they've done that since 2022. I mean, just that even coming out of my mouth is absolutely insane. I would have never thought that this is where we would be as an organization. However, this is the point that we're at. The Panthers move up to 3-7. Currently in the hunt. I mean, that sounds phenomenal and amazing to say. What else? And yeah, I mean, just a huge win. I won't even give a long intro, dissertation, all of that shit. I'm not going to do that today. We'll just dive into the game unless you have something that you would like to say.
Not anything in particular. I mean, I enjoy watching the game, obviously, early game. So woke up, turned it on. I mean, but they had me drinking alcohol before my coffee. So that was kind of, it was some. Yeah.
What time did you start drinking?
Probably about 10:30, 11.
Okay. I mean, that's not terrible.
Yeah, it wasn't terrible until I seen us starting to, trying to get a game away. So, I mean, but yeah, overall it was a good game to watch. I was a nervous wreck the last couple of minutes, but hey, pulled out the win in Germany, so we good. I respect it. I like it.
We all predicted this game correctly preseason back in June.
Did we?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. We all had a win for this week.
Wow.
Shout out to us.
Wow.
Now, you also had them at 10 wins at that particular point in time, but, we did at least one of the 10 was this game. You got that right, so.
I said we would lose
FPF
to Washington. I said we were going to start off 3-0, right?
No, 2-1. You had them losing the first game, winning the next two, losing the next two, and then rattling off 4 in a row.
Against Chicago, Atlanta. No. What was it? What was the next 4?
I just have win-loss written down. I'd have to actually compare it to the schedule.
Got you.
But it looks wild. just look
What
at
was the final?
10-7. Me and Terrence had them at 7-10. And I think it dropped down to you had them at 7-10. I think by the end of the last prediction, and then we had them at about 5-12
or 8-9.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, fair enough. Let's see. Just very, very briefly, main takeaways, and then we'll kind of dive a little bit deeper into the show and just into the game, everything. Another solid performance from Bryce Young. I'll give him credit there. Even though the numbers don't look the sexiest, I will say that when he needed to make plays, he made plays. When he needed to make big-time throws, he made them. I think Dave Canales put him in a very, very tough position in the fourth quarter with some of the play calling that we saw down the stretch. Seems like Nutt started to shrivel up on the sideline. Didn't like that at all, but like my co-host said in the text messages, I guess we'll shoot him bail just because he is a first-year head coach. But, again, we'll talk about that a little bit later on. So that's just to touch on Bryce a little bit there. Like I said, he made some big-time throws. Converted on a couple of big first downs early in the game to get us to the point that we were up 10. But really, I mean, if we're talking about offense and we're just having an honest conversation, this team you know, and you would say that this offense, but really this team right now at this very moment goes where Chuba Hubbard goes. And I've been hollering and yelling literally for the past, 4 or 5 weeks saying that Chuba Hubbard right now is a top 5 running back. And to be quite frank, I don't think that any other performance this year would prove that point more than what we saw on Sunday. Career high for him, what was it, 158 was the final number? I don't know if I think it was somewhere either 158 or 153 for Chuba on the ground.
153.
153 on 28 touches, a touchdown. He did have that fumble loss, but I'm going to live with that because like we talked about, that shit was an illegal tackle. I don't understand why we don't get that call, but cool, whatever, so be it. Kind of put us in a tough position, but I'm not mad at him by any stretch of the imagination. If you get bent up like that and your knee is under you, then, yeah, you're going to give that football up. You're going to give that football up. So not mad at all. But all of that being said, Chuba Hubbard right now is literally the team goes where Chuba Hubbard goes. One of three running backs in the NFL at this very, very moment to have 800 or more rushing yards on the year. Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley, Chuba Hubbard. Elite company. Chuba Hubbard this season. I don't know if I've ever seen a player really turn out this way that I just kind of just thought was mid or average, like in my whole life, especially when we're talking about the Carolina Panthers. I mean, I don't know what has gotten into him, but really, if we just want to look at it for what it is, it's really just hard work, dedication, and preparation personified.
And opportunity.
Absolutely. I mean, if you look at the situation last year when they bring in Miles Sanders, everybody assumes that Miles Sanders is going to be running back one the first 6 weeks of the season. He is running back one. And since then, I mean, Chuba has just gone up. This year has been absolutely ridiculous. It really has. What else? That offensive line. That offensive line is incredible. Even when you look at Ikem, and also I'm going to say this too. Ikem Ekwonu, his job might be on the line. Hate to tell y'all, if you watch, I apologize. Don't take it personally. But the way bro is playing Brady, it's different right now. It's different right now. Not going to hold you. I mean, if you look at this O-line as a whole, the New York Giants were averaging 3.8 sacks a game. We only allowed one, and one of them, the one that we allowed, was literally a damn naked boot to Brian Burnside, and he came off the line unblocked just based off of play design. Other than that, I mean, fucking phenomenal job from the offensive line. Can't say enough about them. Dan Morgan, literally, I mean, the way he chefed that up and just the whole front office with Damian Lewis and Robert Hunt, probably one of the best offseason moves I've seen made by the Panthers over the last decade. Defensively, Josie Jewell finally showed that he can play linebacker halfway decently. Cornerback still looking sharp to me. J.C. Horn is having another phenomenal season. He had the 2 or 3 early touchdowns in the beginning of the year. When you look at Quentin Johnson, you look at Rashid Shaheed, I think he gave up like 2 technically in that Chargers game. Really, one of them was just a lack of communication, which is something that we saw throughout the first 7 or 8 weeks of the year. That seems to have been cleaned up a little bit up to this point, the last 2 or 3 weeks more particularly. So shout out to JC because he's been balling, and he's next up for a contract. If J.C. Horn finishes this year off healthy, playing at the level that he's currently playing at, y'all can bet y'all's life savings that he will probably be one of the higher paid cornerbacks in the NFL, and I damn near would say that he's going to get more than bro.
Pat Surtain?
Yeah, I almost will say that.
Well, wouldn't that make him the highest paid, though?
Yes.
I don't.
That's why I wanted to say one of the highest, just to give myself the leeway to say, okay, if he makes less than Pat, I can live with it. Because I would make the argument that just based off of health, Pat has been a little bit better since he's been in the league. But right now, the season that J.C. Horn is having is impeccable. I mean, he's top 6 literally in every major category when you look at cornerback play. So shout out to JC. DJ Wanham, I mean, I haven't been more wrong really about Ian Thomas. Y'all remind me about that one. But I would say I'll say, because I've been wrong about a couple of guys. I'll put him in the list that of guys that I've been wrong about, because about 2 weeks ago we wrote DJ Wanham completely off on this podcast.
I wouldn't even, and that's the thing, like, not to cut you off, but I wouldn't even say it was necessarily being wrong, because it was like the confusion lied where it was like, why would you go and pay money for a guy that you knew was going to be hurt over half of the year? Or is it like, did you not actually know he was going to be hurt that long and just got fleeced? Yeah. So it wasn't even the fact of us really questioning his ability, or I'll speak for myself, because, you know, we had the conversation when we got rid of Brian Burns, and it was kind of like, and I was like, well, DJ Wanham had, you know,
8.5, 9 sacks, the same shit Brian Burns had.
Yeah, and everybody was like, well, I mean, we're not about to sit here and say DJ Wanham is replacing Brian Burns. And I had kind of took the stance where it wouldn't be necessarily replacing, but it may be a placeholder.
Yes.
Which that could also be false, being like the way that DJ Wanham has played. So it was never like us really questioning his ability. It was more so of like questioning his availability. And he wasn't available, so it was kind of hard for us to evaluate him and see exactly what he could do. But this game, like, just being his first game back, and he still has to get back into the field of playing football, being in football shape. So just imagine, like, what kind of shape and what kind of production he'll bring if he has a full offseason, fully healthy, fully able to work in with the team. Like, I think that he, you know, is going to turn out to be really good for us.
Do we know what his contract is? Did he just get a 1 year, or did he get...
I almost feel like he got a 1 year, but I don't know for sure.
Let me see.
Yeah, and while y'all are looking that up, I'll just add to that. I don't think the conversation, at least from my perspective as well, was ever really about can DJ Wanham play? Because if you go back and roll the film from the offseason, I think I said that this was a great pickup, especially when thinking about the production that he had last year versus Brian Burns.
Yeah.
And just like an effort level thing. The problem was with DJ Wanham that he was unavailable and he was hurt. Nobody anticipated him being hurt this late into the season, especially early on when it was like painfully obvious that the Panthers needed help along the defensive line. And it just kind of put a magnifying lens on that situation in which the Panthers went out, signed DJ Wanham, expecting him to be able to play. And now you go down to Derek Brown. You already are trying to replace Brian Burns. And everything else on the defense was a big old question mark at that particular point in time. So it just kind of made it was a really bad look initially, the move to get DJ Wanham.
Yeah, and I think he signed a 2-year contract.
2 years, 12 and a half.
Yeah, and also he played alongside of Danielle Hunter, I'm pretty sure. So
I think Danielle was hurt last season.
Is that why he
got DJ Wanham was also hurt too?
I think DJ got hurt towards the end of the year, though, because
yeah,
he had already had his 8.5, 9.5, whatever it was.
Okay.
Yeah, Danielle was coming off an injury. That's why he was available at the price tag that he was this offseason.
Yeah, but I think even like that was another question mark for me. He played alongside Danielle Hunter. We know what kind of player Danielle Hunter is. We're losing Brian Burns. We bring in Jadeveon Clowney, but he's also an older player that we don't really know what we're going to get out of him. So it's kind of like, if you look at it in the grand scheme of things, we just have 2 mid-tier edge rushers. Mm-hmm. So that was kind of the thing there, especially going into our situation that we had on defense. It was just, everything was up in the air. We just didn't know. So.
Yeah. But yeah, shout out to him too. And that's, like I said, that's kind of all that I have, like, as far as those things go. I guess we can talk about the game. Did you have anything to add just real quick? Or you wanted to jump into the stats and everything like that, and we'll go from there?
Yeah, no, I'm ready to talk about the game. I thought it was, like I said, I thought the defense played well. I thought the defensive line in particular played really well. Everybody had maintained gap integrity for the most part.
Yep.
Up until the fourth quarter where they let Daniel Jones get a little bit loose, because that's about the only thing Daniel Jones is good for at this point in his career, just running. Mm-hmm. But I thought, for the most part, the defensive line really got after it, and so did Josie Jewell. Josie Jewell got after it, which was surprising because we've been slandering his name too, and he he came up with some really big plays. He did miss a little tackle earlier in the game, but, we won't talk about that because he finished really strong. So
Yeah. Ashawn Robinson had a huge game, too, a revenge game.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Lord. And they kept hollering about Brian Burns and this being a revenge game for him, this and that, this and that. Ashawn won't hearing that shit. Was not hearing that at all. Let's get into this real quick. You owe me something, don't you? For Tyrone Tracy's yards?
What do we have?
15, I think.
Oh, what was
set
that?
at 70?
He got over 70?
He got 102.
got like 100 and something. Yeah.
I mean,
We'll see what we can do.
what's new to be expected from a guy of that caliber?
Just knock it off the top of the what you going to own for that KC game.
Oh, yeah. That's perfect. Appreciate that.
Why do niggas be in people's business? Like, don't
I just made a
do with
suggestion.
them.
I just made a suggestion. That's all.
I mean, my
Take
God.
it or leave it.
Appreciate your services.
Bryce Young, 15 to 25 for 126. Relax. One touchdown, no interceptions. That's the important part. Did not turn the football over. If he's just going to be a game manager, so be it.
Game managers win all the time.
Yeah. Look at Brock Purdy. I lost it. Hold on. I lost it. Everybody relax. My bad.
You know who I was about to say?
I think we was about to say the same person.
Who? Just pulled it back. Just
Yeah,
thinking about
I
famous
just-
game managers.
I just scaled it back.
just
Scaled
Brady?
it back a
I
little
just
bit.
didn't want to use it.
Brady?
Yeah, I mean, that was a name that came to mind when you said game manager
Yeah.
that wins
I'd
all the
agree.
time.
I'd agree. Chuba Hubbard, 28, 153, touchdown, career day. Leading receiver, Jalen Coker, 3 catches, 41 yards. I honestly, for the life of me, don't know why he didn't touch the ball no more after the first quarter.
I mean,
He did drop.
Little confusing.
He dropped 2.
Chuba touched the ball 28 times. I feel like in that it's just kind of hard to get receivers involved.
Fair
like
enough.
a running back touching that shit almost 30 times is insane.
I love
Yeah.
that though. I love that.
Yeah,
That-
for our-
this is exactly what Dave Canales promised we were getting.
yeah.
He promised us that this would be the type games and the type offense we would be seeing. I love Chuba touching the ball 30 times. Now, when Jonathan Brooks comes back, when he's officially ready to go, I'd love to see that broken down 17-13, some shit like that. Because I don't want Chuba ran into the ground. I don't.
Maybe we can start with like 21-7.
Yeah.
We got to ease Brooks back into it.
I mean, he's been off of IR the past 2 weeks.
And I also
And he was liking shit on Twitter, pretty much hinting towards the fact that he was ready to go, and he, for the life of him, just doesn't understand why he's not playing.
I mean, because don't we
right,
have a
Brooke,
bye
tone it
week
down.
coming up?
Yeah.
So I mean, just take another extra week of rest. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. And I also think Chuba probably
protect him
touched the
from
ball. Yeah, exactly. I think Chuba probably touched the ball that many times too because Miles got injured, and
Yeah.
really don't want to see Raheem Blackshear in the backfield. Me personally. Now I know that's your boy.
Yeah, because I don't know why we wouldn't get. I mean, I don't know why he wouldn't touch the football. Actually, he didn't even get any reps offensively at all yesterday.
Good. Who came in when Chuba got hurt?
I don't know. I guess Raheem. He has no. I'm just saying that because he has no stats. Well, and when Chuba got hurt, he gave the football up.
Oh,
and
yeah,
New York
that is
had it,
true.
and he came
Yeah,
back
yeah.
the next drive. So I don't even think he played a snap offensively.
That doesn't make me. I'm happy with it.
And
2
Jalen
carries.
Coker did drop 2. He dropped 1 in the end zone, and he dropped that 1 third down. He had opportunity.
Did he drop that 1 third down though? We have to have a better ball on that.
Yeah,
and he
yes.
got held out of his break.
We
bro.
do have to have a better ball, but he did drop it.
Yeah, you do have to have a better. I mean, he got a perfect ball in the back corner of the end zone, and he allowed the.
That
DB
was
to
a
knock it
that
out.
was a drop. That was a drop. That third down, I'm just not putting that on him. Unfortunately, I'm not saying that's a drop. We're talking about the wheel route.
No. Talking
The
about
where
the one.
he missed, where you say he missed X, but then threw it to Coker late.
Yeah.
and you were spazzing about it at the time, but Coker
Yeah, that's
did drop.
yeah. That's
he did
not.
drop
I'm
it.
not putting that on the drop. I'm putting that on the quarterback and the referee's not calling the fucking holding.
It could have been a
Because
better ball.
he got held out of that route and he still won the route. We had to put that ball on him. But, I mean, there was pressure. So, Brian Burns was in Bryce's lap. So I'll give him that. But we have to have a better ball, bro. We do. We have to have a better ball. Nigga ain't give him no spin. And he's not the fastest guy in the world.
I think two things can be true, though. I think you can have to have a better ball, but still, I mean, he dropped it. Like, it's just the moral of the story. He dropped it.
Okay.
But the positive is the Cocaine Cowboys led the team in receiving yards again.
Absolutely. And clearly get 3 catches, 40 yards.
He dropped one, too, that pissed me off.
He dropped one. He's dropped a couple over the past couple of weeks, too. Luckily, we've been winning. So, it's not something that we have to really, really spend much time on, but yeah.
But it did make me happy that he caught the corner route towards the sideline, towards the end of the game, to kind of like seal the deal. Because I was a little nervous. I was a little nervous when he threw it, and I seen who was out there catching the ball. Just because he had dropped one earlier.
He's got a bit of a concentration thing. He tries to move a little too fast when the ball's coming to him. He tries to get out of his he tries to run before he catches it, and that's kind of his problem. And
catching with his body is also a problem as well. That's part of the reason why he, like the one that he dropped yesterday, Bryce put the shit right on him. Stop catching with your body. Catch with your hands.
I don't mind a body catch so much if you're using your body to box out the DB.
But you can use your body boxing out the DB and still catch the ball with your hands.
Y'all are going to hate me, or most people will, but if you catch the ball too much with your body, that just insinuates to me that you're not a sure catcher of the football. Like, you just don't believe in your hands that much because that's not something that you're necessarily good at.
And I think it might be fair to assume that he kind of might be that type of receiver just because he had really one productive year of college. Yep. Truthfully, it took him a while to even get to that level of production. He is an older prospect. It's a good reason to believe that he might have a little bit of a hands issue, but he's a freak physically.
Well, get on the fucking jug machine. We can fix that.
That's what Chuba did. Yeah. I mean, all you got to do is go out there with Chuba. Chuba been on that jug machine for 2 years, and matter of fact, 2.5 years, and I ain't seen him drop shit the whole season.
Except that one yesterday.
Yeah, he did drop one yesterday.
Did he?
Yeah. Yes, bro. Like, I don't understand.
You
like
talking about the shit that was 3 feet above his head?
Bro, you seen that he took his eyes off the ball. Like, you clearly seen he took his eyes off the ball.
And it hit him in both his hands.
Yeah,
three feet above
he
his
dropped
head,
that shit, bro.
It hit him in both his hands. But you're shooting niggas bail for
dropping
dropping passes today for some reason. So
that
it's
is
it's Bryce at
insane,
quarterback.
bro.
No, it's just because we have to have better balls on all of those shits.
Yeah, okay.
That's why. That's why I'm shooting people bail.
Yeah.
Both of those passes. The Jalen Coker drop, that shit needed to be a better ball.
There's no need for the air quotes.
The pass to the flat, the check down is what I'm assuming y'all are referring to.
Yeah.
Shit is way up here.
Go look at the replay.
Go get it, unfortunately.
When
my fucking knee just almost got fucking torn.
Right,
my knee almost got torn to pieces.
Yeah,
what do y'all want me to do about that?
Yeah, right, bro. You can go look at the replay and see he took his eyes off the ball. He just didn't look it in. I mean, that's fine, but you just dropped it. So just don't sit up here and say he ain't dropped shit since you seen him on the jug machine. Like, that shit just not true. Because I seen Tommy out there working with him. Has he not dropped anything?
We haven't seen Tommy since he's been fucking stretched. Since he got put in the damn ER. So I don't know what Tommy is capable of doing, honestly. J.C. Horn led the team in tackles, 8, 1 PBU. Shout out to bro. 8 for Xavier Woods. 1 PBU, Ashawn, 7 tackles, 2 TFLs, a sack, another quarterback hit. Yeah, my God, he was in his back. A forced fumble to pretty much seal the game. Yeah, Ashawn, yeah, player. That's my player of the game. I'm just going
You done changed that shit so many times.
Yeah, Ashawn's my player of the game. But yeah, shout out to Ashawn. I got to show Big Bro some love, so. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
You are sad.
Who else do I want to highlight? DJ Wanham, 6 tackles, 2 TFLs, a sack. Very close to Ashawn, very close to being my player of the game, too. He'll get an honorable mention.
Josie Jewell,
6 tackles, a forced fumble, 2 PBUs,
a pick,
a TFL, a pick.
That's my player of the game.
Yeah, Josie went fed.
Yeah, he was God.
Oh, my God. Xavier Woods had that interception off the Davion Clowney deflection. Let's go look at some team stats real quick. Actually, no, let's go look at the Giants.
Shane Jackson ain't that either.
He's ass. Honestly.
Yeah. I remember you used to gas him up.
Did I ever really
Yes.
gas up
Yes,
Dame
bro.
Jackson,
Yes, the fuck you did, bro.
Oh my
Stop
God.
doing this shit.
No, why
bro.
do y'all say I'm gassing them up, bro? If I have a conversation about one player and say he has the ability to play a big part in what we're gonna do, that's not me gassing them up. What did I say that was gassing
I don't know,
him up?
bro. I don't know exactly, but you were gassing the nigga up, bro.
What did I say?
I mean, you act like he was one of the reasons that we shouldn't go out and get another corner.
Yeah, but then Mike Jackson came along. Yeah, then Mike came along.
Now imagine if he didn't.
We'll be in a world of trouble. 18 carries, 103 yards, and a touchdown for Tyrone. He's one of them ones. I'm not going to lie to y'all. Wandale, 5 catches for 51.
Wandale.
Malik Neighbors, 6 catches for 50. J.C. Horn, again. Another nigga. He had an absolute hell.
And he only got that on the back end when they had to throw the ball and we were playing soft coverage.
Yeah, him and Isaiah Hodges. They both got that on the back end. EJ, I don't know. I don't understand or know what we were doing the last drive, but let's try to never do that again. The last drive of regulation. Evero and Dave Canales. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Let me finish these stats. Time of possession, 34.5 to 27-38 advantage New York. Total yards, 342 to 306 advantage New York. Passing yards, 175 to 118 advantage New York. Rushing yards, 188, 167 Carolina. 24 to 15 on first downs New York. We had 10 penalties yesterday.
Yeah. It started getting nasty at one point. But, I mean, we won the turnover battle. And like I always say, I mean, you win the turnover battle, a lot of the times you'll win the football game.
Yeah. I didn't know that this is my first time looking at this. I didn't know that it looked like this. 10 penalties to 3 for Carolina had 10, New York had 3.
Well, we damn near got like 4 or 5 on one drive.
Yeah, I do remember that. I do remember that drive. 3 turnovers to 1. New York had 3. Sacks 2 to 1. We only allowed 1 sack. They allowed 2. And total offensive plays 73 to 58 advantage New York. Very, very similar to what we saw against New Orleans. Very similar. When you look at time of possession, you look at total yards. We didn't get outgained by 150 yards. I will say that. That's a positive. But very similar to what we saw against New Orleans. However, the Carolina Panthers get the job done. So, I mean, you can't really be too upset or mad about what we saw. Complete, like, really, really, to me, complete domination the first 2.5 quarters. And that's something that it's a tad bit alarming. For me personally, it's a tad bit alarming that we don't close the game better than that. And really, I blame that on Dave Canales. Y'all know that we've had Dave Canales back on this podcast literally damn near throughout every single decision since he's been a head coach. But I will say yesterday there were a lot of questionable decisions made. The play calling got a little suspect and dicey when the game got on the line. I was very, very confused on multiple occasions with some of the play calling. One in particular, the second or third to last drive offensively that we had, we threw the football literally 3 times in a row. And we were up by, 10 points still or 7, whatever it was at that point. I just, for the life of me, can't understand that, and I can't support that decision-making in any reality. That shit is just preposterous to me. I mean, I really don't understand what was going on and what the thought process was there. But like I said, to get to that point, I mean, it really was pure domination for the first 2.5 quarters, bro. It was.
Yeah, and I think they still left points on the board in the first half. Because after we went and scored a few times, like, there were still a lot of possessions that were empty possessions. We should have been up by more than – what are we going to half up? I can't remember.
17 to 10? Or no, 17 to 7. Yeah. 17 to 7.
Could have easily been up by 20, 24 points, something along those lines going into the second half, and just left a lot of points on the board, honestly. And then to go back to the play calling, like, at the end of the game, and I might not be all the way correct on this, but you damn near had the ball like 3 times with under 8 minutes to go.
Yes.
And then just could not close out the game at all.
Yeah, that's pathetic.
Very nasty work. And then we talked about the play call where Bryce missed the throw to Jalen Coker. Like I told you, great play call as far as, like, if you're not in that situation.
Because at that point, they're down 3.
Yeah.
They're only down – New York is only down 3 at that point, correct?
I think so. And Jalen Coker was wide open. Bryce just has to throw a better ball, like just a shit ball. And he knew when he threw it that he fucked it off. But I think that's a great play call when you're not in that situation. But it was like, what, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 1?
Yeah, it was third and short.
And I don't understand why you just don't run the ball there.
Yeah, that is – I'm pretty sure that's the drive that I'm referring to as well when we threw the ball 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
I don't get that.
Either run the ball there or throw a little short, simple route or let Bryce roll out, kind of make a decision if I want to take off and run it for 2 yards.
Or just give the ball to Chuba Hubbard and don't stop the fucking clock.
Yeah, either but we don't throw a fucking wheel route. Yeah.
Yeah, that was disgusting. That was nasty. I will admit to y'all, I haven't had a chance to go back and look at the game. So this is just off of pure memory and just seeing a couple of highlights on Twitter here and there. Because I would like to actually dive a little bit deeper into the film and just actually rewatch the broadcast, because we always say that first watch, I'll speak for myself. That first watch, when I watch that first watch, is just purely me being a fan. So all of the emotions and everything that come with JJ being a fan on that first watch, whether I'm in the stadium or watching on the broadcast, it's just me strictly being a fan. The second broadcast watch is just recalling everything that happened and being fresh on that front. And then the third and fourth watch is all 22. It's film breakdown. I'm fully engaged. I haven't been able to do that today. So I will give y'all that precursor to what we're saying, because our timestamps might be a little off or whatever the case may be. But I do remember in that moment being a fan, I thought that it was absolutely the dumbest shit in the world that we were still throwing the football and we took minimal time off the clock. Another thing that really, really pissed me off, another coaching thing, I, for the life of me, don't understand why we're up 3 points, last possession of the game, and we're playing 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 yards off of receivers, when we have one of the best cornerbacks in the league in J.C. Horn, and on the other side of him, we have a guy that has proven to be competent. And we're doing that with a subpar pass rush. So, I mean, I don't understand what you think is going to happen, Ejiro Evero, when you give receivers like Malik Neighbors, who is elite, and you give receivers like Wan'Dale Robinson, who has proven his value for the New York Giants this year. You give them that amount of time and that amount of space to do whatever they want to do with you. No, don't get conservative. Don't get scared. That's what I saw with the Carolina Panthers coaching staff yesterday, and it kind of bothered me. But like I said, first-year head coach, Terrence pointed that out. He had to re-emphasize that point to me. So I kind of chilled a little bit. But that game could have went terribly, terribly wrong. Can y'all imagine the Carolina Panthers dropped at 2-8. Bryce Young's stat sheet looks the way it does. We dropped at 2-8 after being up 10 points. Literally for the duration of the game. Yeah. Having to leave for the entirety of the game. And we lose. Yeah. The conversation's completely changed. I just want to let y'all know that right now as well.
Yeah, a win saves a lot of people. Because
absolutely.
I don't know if I would have not been on here slandering Dave Canales' name if we would have lost that game.
And I know pure coaching.
Yeah, and I know I told you, like, he's a first-year head coach, so he still has learning curve, just as a lot of the rookies do. Second-year players, like, there's still a learning curve there. So he also has to learn how to call the game better in those kind of moments. But, I mean, honestly, if we would have lost that game, like you said, it would have came down to damn near just pure coaching.
Yeah.
Because the back half of that game was just nasty, nasty work.
Absolutely.
Nasty.
Like, yeah, I mean, there's really no other adjective to describe it. Like, that shit really was pathetic. That fourth quarter, I mean, that fourth quarter is almost a microcosm of what the Carolina Panthers as an organization has looked like the past 2 or 3 years. Like, honestly, that shit was pathetic. I'm not going to lie, but I'm going to try and get off of that just because we did win. We did win. We did get the job done. However, y'all know we keep it real on this podcast. That's why y'all tune in week and week out. And that's why y'all fuck with us the way y'all do. It's because we keep it real. That cannot happen. Like, because let me tell you something. If that's the Kansas City Chiefs, and I'm just saying them because that's who's next on the schedule. If that's the Kansas City Chiefs, you're in a backwood. Like, if that's Patrick Mahomes, you're in a backwood. If that's Joe Burrow, you're in a backwood. If that's Lamar, you're in a backwood. If that's Jaden, you're in a backwood. If that's Baker, you're in a backwood. I mean, you get blessed and you get lucky that you're playing against a Daniel Jones-led offense. Let me just say that, because if that wasn't the case, with all of the opportunities the New York Giants got the last 10 and a half minutes during the fourth quarter, you're fried. And your asshole is tight. Extreme, like everything. They already said, the reporters were already talking about the sidelines and the difference in the sidelines going into overtime. And it was just completely different than what we had, what we would assume that it would have been throughout the duration of the game. Yeah. We could break that. We could just break down that, like the last 10 minutes of the Carolina Panthers game on Sunday. We could just break that down, and I could literally just tell y'all probably about 8 or 9 things that were just pathetic. But again, we'll shoot Dave Canales bail because we like him on this podcast. That's number one. And number two, because he's a rookie head coach. So we'll shoot him bail there. Off of that, let me ask you a question, because this I don't really understand this, and I want to get your opinion on this as well. Because this is very, I'm confused by it, honestly. So 2 or 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, Andy Dalton gets in his wreck, right? Bryce Young starts. We win a football game. This week, we wait until Wednesday or Thursday of this week, or Wednesday or Thursday of the past week, last week, whatever you want to call it, and Bryce Young is announced as a starter. We assume already that Bryce Young will be the starter. Come to Monday afternoon after you win 2 games in a row with Bryce Young. He seems to be playing with elite-level confidence. I won't say that he's been the best quarterback in the NFL, but at the very bare minimum, if you just look at the guy when he's playing on the field, the emotions are completely different. He looks like he's having fun. He has his confidence back a little bit. He's doing his little celebrations and shit. Cute shit, whatever, cool. I don't understand why Dave Canales is infatuated with not naming him the starter. I don't know if you saw this or you didn't see this.
I didn't see it.
But, yeah, so Monday afternoon, Dave Canales has an interview or has his press conference. And actually, directly after the game, he had his press conference. He said, we don't know who's going to be the starting quarterback. They asked him again, like literally 3 or 4 minutes into his press conference on Monday afternoon. It may have been Dave Newton, actually, that asked him, have you made a decision on who the starting quarterback will be against the Kansas City Chiefs? He says, we don't know. We have a lot of time to prepare. There's some things, Bryce Young has done some great things, blah, 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 blah. We don't know who the quarterback is. What is that all about? Like, I have to know. I would like to hear y'all's opinion on this shit, because this is one of the more puzzling things that's happening right now within the organization. I personally don't get it, and I have literally no idea what it is. The only thing that I could guess is that it's just like a motivation tactic for Bryce Young. And Dave Canales has tricked his brain into believing that it's a motivation tactic for Bryce Young to not name him. Because at this point, if you're looking at the situation overall in totality, the only move, and we said this 3 or 4 weeks ago before we even started winning again, when Bryce Young took the reins back over, the only answer is to let Bryce Young finish the season out. So what is the thinking? What is the ideology? What's your opinion on that? I just want to know.
I don't know. It's a difficult question to answer, because I think it can be a numerous of different things. I think one, like we go back to what we said last week, you kind of already fucked the situation off when Andy was healthy, and then, you named Bryce Young the starter, so you can start there. 2, y'all might hate me for this, but I think Bryce Young could have did a lot more in these 2 games that not even put that in question. Because if Bryce Young throws for fucking 250, 300 yards, then it wouldn't be a question. I also think that we've been winning a lot of these games off the back of Chuba Hubbard and the defense. Changing the quarterback, does that really change that? you just simply don't turn the ball over. You simply make the throws that are there, the plays that are there. Andy Dalton could do that. So, I mean, there's – and then another thing is you also got to remember who the owner is. It's Dave Tepper. So how much control is he really letting Dave Canales have? I know we keep going back to this when it comes to, like, head coaches, but it's just the reality of the situation of the Carolina Panthers. It's almost like a Jerry Jones situation. Dave Tepper always has to have his hand in something. So it's like how much of that can be attributed to that. So I think there's a lot of factors into it, and I also think there could be the motivating factor or the factor of, you know, kind of throw the teams off guard, you know, prepare for both quarterbacks to play. But I think it could be a numerous of different things, and I can't really pinpoint one thing that it could, you know, boil down to, honestly. But those are just my thoughts. I don't know.
I think it's a little bit of gamesmanship. I don't think you want to tip your hat. It kind of gives you some sort of advantage, like a slight advantage when you're, you know, making your opponent prepare for two different quarterbacks. They do have slightly different styles of play. Bryce is obviously a little bit more mobile than Andy Dalton is. So I think there's a little bit of that. I think there is a motivational aspect of it too. Like, Bryce, you did lose this job. And like Terrence said, you haven't really done much to actually earn it back, just looking at the numbers. But to that, I will say, I actually thought Bryce, numbers aside, had a really solid game against the Giants, being that if you look at him, he looks a lot more comfortable in the pocket. He is making good decisions. He's not turning the football over, which is exactly what you want to see. And I think you are starting to see that growth from Bryce Young. And while I do think, like, it's up in the air, like they say it's up in the air, like Bryce might not be our starter next week, I think wholeheartedly the next game that you see the Panthers play, Bryce Young will be suited up as the quarterback one, because they know they have a lot more invested in Bryce. He hasn't done anything to lose you these games, so you're going to keep rolling with him. But it is a little bit of gamesmanship, in my opinion.
Yeah, I definitely think that he will be the starter. I just can't pinpoint to why it's not something that you come out and say. I don't know, honestly.
Yeah, it's just really annoying. And it's like, it's annoying and it's like damn near condescending. And it's like.
So what do you attribute it to the most? Like, out of all of those factors, which one can you, like, say I believe this more than the other? Or you just don't know either? I
really don't know. I think that all of the points that both of you guys just made, I think they're all valid. I mean, if I had to say one that was the least, I would say this upcoming game in particular. I would say the gamesmanship aspect of it, just because, like, bro, I honestly, personally don't think Andy Reid gives a fuck what quarterback you roll out, with all due respect. I think Andy Reid feels like he has one of the best teams in NFL, well, one of the best quarterbacks in NFL history. I think he is one of the best coaches of our generation by far. And to be quite frank, I don't think he cares if you roll out Andy Dalton or Bryce Young. I think they have an expectation in Kansas City. And I think we've seen the past 2 years, they've played to their expectation and they've won 2 Super Bowls in a row. And they're currently 9-0. So, I mean, I don't know if the gamesmanship aspect, you know, if that is the reasoning for it. If that is the case, I would just tell Dave Canales, cut the shit. Like, honestly, that when you're dealing with a guy like Andy Reid, you know, that shit doesn't work.
Completely different, like, point of view here, but we know Kansas City, they're undefeated. They have one of the best defenses in the league. Steve Spagnuolo is an elite defensive coordinator. Could it be a situation to where it's like this could be a game that the defense could be just so elite that it could even set Bryce back even more as far as a confidence thing if they just fucking maul him? Like, I'm just throwing out situations because, like, this could very much well be one of those games where Steve Spagnuolo can draw up something to where this nigga throws 5 picks. And I'm saying that because fucking Jared Goff, you know what he did to me yesterday.
That's very interesting. So that opens up a whole nother conversation. If that's potentially the case, do you roll Andy Dalton back out there against Kansas City off of your bye week? with this offense moving the way it's been moving.
It depends on what chances you give your team of actually beating Kansas City.
But see, this is kind of, this is where I would have to say, hold on. No, not even on no funny shit. Because you know how I feel about Bryce. I believe Bryce, like, I look at Bryce like a little boy. We've talked about that, right? We had that conversation. Now, if that is the case and that's the thinking, why am I to believe that this nigga should be the leader of my franchise going forward as a fan? We have to hide him. We have an elite quarterback coming in here like Patrick Mahomes with his first opportunity to go toe-to-toe with an elite quarterback like that. Like, I mean, we saw him play against Joe Burrow. That was cool. Oh, actually, he didn't even play against Joe Burrow. So I haven't even really seen you go up against any elite quarterbacks like
Jordan Love.
Jordan Love last year.
C.J. Stroud.
Last year, C.J. Stroud, week 3 or 4? And that was before C.J. Stroud really got in his bag for real. I'm trying to go through it very, very quickly. But, like, if that does not bode well for me if I'm a fan and I'm thinking about it, if you're hiding him.
Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just throwing a scenario out.
That is, I think it's very plausible. I think it's plausible.
I know it's our job to make content and everything, but I think we're making a whole lot about nothing in particular, really, because I don't think them not really choosing to name Bryce the starter. Like, again, I think it's like a 99.9% chance that Bryce is the starter. The only reason that Bryce wouldn't be the starter is if he got into a car accident with his family.
Huh? I don't know.
Like, something would have to happen off the field. Bryce has won 2 games in a row, and he's been playing well. I watched the game. I watched the game yesterday. Bryce Young had actually a solid game with the opportunities that were given. He missed a few throws, yes, and he misses throws as well. He didn't turn the ball over, and he made some big time throws as well. But the game was predominantly in Chuba's hand. Bryce did exactly what he was asked to do. They didn't put a lot on his plate, and what they did put on his plate, he finished.
Would you roll out Andy Dalton this week or on the 24th?
No, I wouldn't, just for the simple fact, like he said, Bryce has won 2 games. I mean, you can say he hasn't won 2 games, but he hasn't lost you 2 games either. So I wouldn't.
He's been the starting quarterback on the winning team,
and the team is starting to rally behind him.
Yeah, so I would roll him out, just a simple fact based off of that. But given the scenario, well, not even a scenario. I mean, it happened. Dave Canales hasn't named him the starter and just said, we don't know. We have a lot of time to prepare. So I mean, I'm just throwing out scenarios in which, because I don't understand what the fuck, like, what does it hurt by naming him the starter?
Yeah, I don't know. That's why it's extremely puzzling. And that's a little frustrating to me. How would you react if Andy Dalton did start? If Andy Dalton was named the starter in a week and a half, whatever the case may be?
I mean, I would be confused. I would need an explanation. It would take me a lot not to slander everybody in the front office if that was the case. I'll be honest, because you would have to owe me an explanation behind that.
I agree with that. I'd be very confused.
A media riddle explanation is not going to do it for me. Even though, who am I to, ask for a better explanation than what you give to the media? But I'm also a person who doesn't really buy what they tell the media because I know it's all a facade.
I mean, and I wouldn't even sell yourself short in saying, who are you? Nigga, you spend hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on the team year in and year out. So, yeah, I'm probably like y'all. I need an explanation. Because to me, this shouldn't even really be a conversation. We shouldn't have spent the last 10 or 15 minutes on this. And that's why it's very frustrating when I turn on a press conference and that's what I have to hear and see. Which goes back, I mean, this is why I say, bro, y'all need to like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you need to do, bell notification. Because we be having these conversations, and I said this on Friday as well, just about the conversations that we be having. But this would go back to 3 or 4 weeks ago when I suggested that Dave Canales may not be particularly fond of Bryce Young, or may not feel like he can fix Bryce Young and the mechanical problems that he has and the lack of ability to make certain throws. That would go back to that conversation.
Yeah, that could also be true, but then I will also challenge you by saying, knowing the short fuse that Dave Tepper has, knowing who he is, Bryce Young is saving you your job right now. He's potentially saving you your job.
Okay. I mean, I guess.
So I mean,
does it? Is he though?
Yeah,
I don't think that Dave can. I don't think Dave Canales came into a situation where he would have been fired after year one. I don't think that's what we were looking at this year.
Well, for a fact, he's not costing you your job right now.
Yeah, and I mean, you benched him, so it's like you saved your job there. So I mean, I don't know. Like it, I don't know. It gets dicey there. It gets dicey. So I don't really understand the whole. I don't understand the whole we're not naming a starter thing.
I'm just chalking it up to gamesmanship.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't know. It'll drive you crazy if you think about it too long. That's what I say about this organization as a whole all the time. For real. Are y'all ready? Do y'all have it? Lack of preparation.
Do you?
Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all too. I felt away. Let me cut the music for this shit. I felt away when I hear no practice. Actually, never mind. Cause you didn't feel away. I don't care. Like I really don't care that it's a bye. Like with all due respect, I don't care that it's a bye. I really don't. You're 3-7. Like let's not get too far ahead of ourselves, please. But what do I know? I'm not in the NFL. I've never been a part of an NFL organization. So what do I know? Nothing, I guess.
So you don't like the fact that they're not practicing?
No, I hate that. I hate the fact that they're not practicing. I don't know where they get off thinking that they're that nice for them not to practice. But like I said, I'll chill. I'm gonna read Dylan's ticket off, and I'll just pray that y'all are gonna be ready by that time. Cause I'm not ready, but I'm gonna buy y'all some time so y'all can get ready, and then I'll go last. Pull up your favorite sports book, whichever one you choose to use. I personally have been using Fanatics, and this is not a plug, this is not a sponsorship, but it's a very, very nice sports book. Dylan's put in his ticket at plus 614 this week, 5 legs. Very, very simple. Very, very simple. Green Bay Packers, money line. Dolphins, money line. Green Bay goes up against Chicago. Miami goes up against Vegas. Minnesota, money line against Tennessee. The New Orleans Saints, -1 against the Cleveland Browns. And he has team total over 23.5, Philly versus Washington. That is for the Eagles. Team total over 23.5. So the Eagles have scored 24 or more points. Again, plus 614. Don't hate it. I think actually that's a very, very good ticket. And because we record on Monday nights, we don't know if Dylan will win his ticket this from last week, but he's 1 win away from that, and the Miami Dolphins are currently up 10-3. He has the Dolphins money line against the Rams. So could be seeing Dylan's second win on the year. But by the time you guys hear this, y'all will know if he won or not. So shout out to Dylan because he has been in his bag.
I got mine.
That's what happens when you make soft tickets.
I agree with that.
Okay. I mean, if that's how y'all feel, that's how y'all feel.
Do you want me to go?
Somebody. Y'all
All
already. Right. Both of y'all already.
I have mine for plus 1221. I have Clemson money line against Pittsburgh, Colorado money line against Utah, LSU money line against Florida, Green Bay money line against Chicago, Rams money line against New England, San Fran money line against Seattle, and then Cincinnati's money line against Los Angeles. Like, obviously, that's a big ticket. 7 legs, you can take one off. Still going to get you good money. But all of those should be easy, fairly easy games.
Not mad at it. I'll go ahead with mine. I was 1 leg off last week. The fucking Atlanta Falcons just decided to dick me off, losing to the New Orleans Saints, who have been on a fucking landslide, and they decided to dick it off. Cool. So we're going back at it this week. 6 leg plus 772. I'm taking the Detroit Lions money line against the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm taking the Green Bay Packers money line against the Chicago Bears. I'm taking the Los Angeles Rams money line versus the New England Patriots. I'm taking the Baltimore Ravens money line at Pittsburgh. I'm taking the Cincinnati Bengals money line at the Chargers. And I'm taking the Houston Texans money line at the Dallas Cowboys for plus 772. Is it something funny? I'm trying to win. I'm trying to win tickets. I'm not trying to be a fan right now. Plus 772. Take it, lock it in, lock it in, lock it in. All of those should be a lock. The Baltimore-Pittsburgh game will get a little dicey. Those games are always slugfests. I do personally think the Baltimore Ravens are a better football team than the Pittsburgh Steelers. However, Russell Wilson has been cooking. Do like what I'm seeing from him.
I have one that's a lock. I'm done playing with y'all. This is a lock. If you want to make money this weekend, then this is
plus 300.
Excuse me?
Is it plus 300?
No.
Oh, true.
It's actually plus 1840. Lock this in if you want to get paid this weekend. If you don't want to get paid this weekend, then cool. I understand. But if you want to get paid this weekend, you lock this in, you going to get money. Utah plus 13.5. I think Colorado will put them in the backwood. But I think Utah is good enough to cover an alternate spread of 13.5 with the current spread, the current line being at 9.5. I think they can cover 13.5. So give me Utah to cover there. Baltimore Ravens minus 3.5 against Pittsburgh. Listen, Pittsburgh, very, very, very good football team. I think they should have been clipped last weekend against the Commanders. That's neither here nor there.
Because they won you money.
Who won me
Pittsburgh.
money? How so?
Oh, that was the Jalen Tolbert ticket?
Yeah, I didn't have Pittsburgh on any ticket this weekend.
I thought you had.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Because they covered 6 points. They did win me money. That shit is gone. I'm not going to lie. I spun it back yesterday. Then I spun it back again tonight. And my ticket tonight is not looking good at all. But yeah, give me Baltimore minus 3.5. I think Lamar is playing at a level that is almost alien-like. And I like Baltimore to cover 3.5 there. Give me the Broncos money line against the Falcons. The Falcons lost me money this past Sunday. Very similar to the Tavian situation with my juice ticket. The Falcons, I don't know what they have going on, but what I do know is the Denver Broncos just took the Chiefs down to the wire. I saw what they were able to do against us. The Falcons, I don't know what's going on with them. They just beat Dallas 2 weeks ago, but then they lose to New Orleans. I don't know. They're just a wild card right now. I like the Broncos defense matching up against the Falcons offense. Give me Denver Broncos money line. Buffalo Bills against the Chiefs money line. I like it. I think that the Chiefs have had a horseshoe up their ass the whole season. At some point or another, they're going to lose one of these games. And who better to lose it to than Josh Allen? Regular season Josh Allen in particular. Give me the Bills money line. And then to wrap my ticket up again at plus 1840, give me the Houston Texans to cover minus 7.5. The Dallas Cowboys and the way they looked against the Philadelphia Eagles this past week literally is one of the worst things that I've ever seen in my life. I've never thought that I would see a team look worse than the first 2 weeks of the NFL season, Carolina Panthers. But the Dallas Cowboys proved me wrong because against the Eagles this past week, they look like they should not be in the NFL. So
I co-sign that statement.
Yeah. This is typically when we talk about the Cowboys. Do you have anything to say? We typically talk about the Cowboys somehow, some way during the back end of our juice segment every week. So this is your time to get some stuff off your chest. I'll give you 2.5 minutes max.
I appreciate the kindness, but you can take it all back because them bastards don't even deserve an ounce of my breath. So I'm going to save it to talk about a team that's actually being productive this year, the last 2 weeks.
Is this when you bring out your Dolphins jersey?
We're not at that level.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, because that was a joke. There's not shit funny about this situation.
What was a joke?
The Dolphin season. That was
a joke?
I mean, to me, it was. Yeah, it was a joke.
It was never a joke.
It was to get a
You
kick.
literally went out and bought another team's jersey and was rocking it on Sundays every week. That was not a joke.
It was a joke. It was fresh. It was, I mean, the colorways for the Dolphins is still hard. Still hard as fuck.
Nothing about that. Nothing about that point in your life was a joke.
No,
I can literally
was.
call 6 people right now that will prove and tell you on this podcast that you weren't joking.
You can call them, but it was a joke for me. It was a gag that I got a laugh out of that year, and it kept me sane in the season that Dak broke his ankle, because I knew obviously we were clipped at that point.
Well,
I don't even think, and I think that season in particular it was because Dak was clipped, but this season, why I think it's not funny is because there's a lot more holes than Dak on the roster that have to be filled that weren't filled because we have a geriatric, senile owner who refused. Somebody take the keys from Grandpa. Somebody take the keys from Grandpa. Why is he still driving?
His son gonna take it.
Why is he still driving? His son ain't taking it yet, and it's nasty, man. It's hard to watch. It's painful. It's very painful to watch.
I love that. He's in disarray.
No, not at all.
Oh, well, maybe not you, but the Cowboys are. So.
The Cowboys are. I'm very clear as to what the problem is and what went wrong. And it's exactly what I've been preaching to y'all off camera, all off season.
And what's that? Let me see if you're lying on your platform or not.
That we didn't do enough in the off season to replace the whole.
It was a
replace
point in time
everything.
to where you was like, oh, I think we got one of the top defenses in the league. We're gonna be all right.
I think our defense would be all right if they were healthy. Our defense hasn't been healthy all fucking season. I mean, we've been down one of our top corners. We've been down one of our top edges. Now we're down. We were down 4 of our top 4 defensive linemen at one point in this season. I mean, it's been a revolving door of rotating players coming on and off the practice squad. Like, we have had no time to build any continuity on that side of the ball with the brand new defensive coordinator.
So why did you think y'all were gonna be good?
Because I thought over time with the scheme and the players that we had on that side of the ball, everybody could fit in and it would look like something serviceable and we would be a solid unit. But we haven't had time to build that continuity.
Well, you knew y'all didn't make any changes in the offseason, but add an agent to Ezekiel Elliott.
To the offense. I never said our offense was going to be good. I've had my doubts about the offense since Dak has been our quarterback. I was against signing him to a long-term deal, right or wrong. Right. Okay. Since nobody wants to speak up. Correct. I was against him. I thought we should have went out and gotten a Derrick Henry, a Saquon Barkley, a fucking Deontay Foreman. I thought we should have gotten anybody other than an aging Ezekiel Elliott. By the time we got rid of Zeke last time, I was ready to drag him out the door myself. I didn't want him to come back, but that's what we did. I thought our young offensive line would start to come together a little bit, which our offensive line hasn't been horrible. It's been serviceable. But shit just ain't been clicking. The coach is a lame duck head coach who should have been fired last offseason. I was screaming for that as well.
He should have been fired last week when y'all lost against Atlanta.
He needed these 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, he did. He told us we could have our time back and proceeded to go on a 4-minute rant.
Because you asked questions. What am I supposed to do? I was ready to leave
okay,
it,
buddy.
Y'all asked me questions, so I'm just doing y'all the service and answering you the questions about that sorry ass team. My sorry ass team.
I would tell you that it gets better, but to be quite frank, I mean, I don't know. Let's do this.
Ashton Genty, Travis Hunter, whichever one wants to come, welcome. We need all the help we can get.
The Carolina Panthers currently sit at 3-7. The Carolina Panthers are officially in the hunt. That's not me suggesting anything, so y'all, before y'all get y'all's panties in a wad, just chill and relax. I just want to know win or loss the last 7 weeks. That's all I want from y'all.
Can I say something really quick?
Of course.
J.C. Horn, first in the NFL among cornerbacks, with a 42.9 completion rate allowed.
But then when my co-host comes on and we create a short saying something about Pat Surtain in the offseason.
I get slandered, right?
No, not you, me. Because I'm the fat ass beside you. And the camera that, our fucking manager fucking fucks off and I get slandered. But cool. That means nothing to them, I guess.
Manager, not producer. Manager.
Well, yeah, that's very true. Just tell me win or loss, bro. Chiefs.
Lost.
Quickly.
Lost.
Okay, that's a win to me. Tampa Bay.
Lost.
Y'all haven't played them yet, have you?
No.
Loss.
At home. So 2 back-to-back home losses, correct? That's what y'all were saying?
Loss.
Okay. Philly.
Lost.
Dallas.
Win.
Yeah.
Arizona.
Lost.
Loss.
Tampa. Away.
Lost.
Win.
Atlanta.
Loss.
And where we at?
Away.
Lost.
4 wins.
I only counted 2. 3.
No, I'm
No,
saying 4
total.
on total.
Sounds about right
Oh,
to
4
me.
wins on the season, yeah.
No, but okay.
All right, what's
4 or
yours?
5?
Win.
Against. Name the
Kansas City.
teams, bro.
Kansas City.
Quickly.
Win. Relax. Everybody chill, bro. Kansas City win. Trap game. I'm calling that shit now. I've been calling this since July. Kansas City, W. Tampa Bay the first time, W. So that's 2. Philly lost Dallas, W. That's 3. So we would be at 6 at that point. Arizona, toss up because I don't know what Arizona team I'm getting. But I'm going to say, I'll say win. I'm going to say win. So that would be 7. Tampa Bay on the road with Mike back, loss. Atlanta on the road to close out the season. I think they'll be playing for more than we will at that point. So I'm going to say win. Or excuse me, I'm going to say loss. So what was that, 3? Kansas City, Dallas. No, Kansas City, Dallas.
Arizona.
4. That to me is very possible. I think we can close the season out with 7 wins.
Okay.
Don't do this to yourself, bro.
Do you want to put money on the...
I don't want to put money on anything.
okay.
I'm unemployed currently.
Okay.
So, no, I don't want to put money on anything. But, I mean, do we not already have money on the Dallas game? Will you owe me money?
I don't know. I don't have it written down. Do you have it written down?
Very possible. I would have to go look.
I was about to say, I don't know.
If it's
no,
not
actually, we don't because you refused to bet this offseason because you didn't want me to get over on you again. So you were being pussy, and you didn't want to put any money down at any point in time.
And while you're looking, can you see how much we got on the Kansas City game?
I don't know if it's not 100. I don't know if that's 100% a fact.
Because every time I would try to bet with you, no, I'm not betting. Not betting. Every single time.
Panthers to win for more than 5 games, 100. Panthers 8 wins, 8 wins. Oh, Cowboys versus Panthers. Tavian $50. It's in the notes.
Is that an updated note or is that from last season?
This is updated. It has no emoji beside it.
What's that supposed to mean? The fuck does an emoji mean?
It means a lot. You told me to pull the list. Do you see it up there? Cowboys versus Panthers.
Yeah, let me see our shit. Deontay Johnson. Oh, God, that's 75. Oh, my God, that's 175. Oh, nigga, I'm trying to look at the Chiefs game, bro.
Shit, bro. Just relax, bro. Do you see Tavian's name on that list, yes or no?
Yes, I seen his name, but can you go and tell me what we got on the Chiefs game?
Deontay Johnson. That bet is off.
Oh, my God.
What, bro?
Oh, no.
Wow.
It's not off. It's not off because we had that conversation the other day. Panthers versus Chiefs. Terrence, 50.
Ooh. I'm getting about 300 off of you this offseason.
Did you give me my money for beating you in fantasy?
No.
You didn't?
He gave me mine.
I don't know if I owe you money for playing you in fantasy. I don't know if
You
that.
do.
Well, I mean, I don't see it in my notes anywhere
I
here.
got it. Updated on 9/3/24. $50. Week
Did
2.
me and you bet?
No, that's not in here.
Well, so then that's.
So
just-
our bet might wash each other out.
Well, we already washed each other out.
Nah, I'm still up quite a bit on you
No, you're
from
not.
last season.
The
He
fuck?
didn't pay you?
No, I waxed him last season. I'm just up overall.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, I just want to let you know we're at 0 currently, right now.
Why? Are you're guaranteed to beat Dallas?
No, I'm just telling you that we're at 0 right now. Not from betting. We're just at 0 right now. Do you trust me? Yes or no? Do you trust me? Yes or no?
Okay, cool. So count it. Yeah.
Okay,
you can
perfect.
take that.
Thank you. Now it'll be 0 going into Dallas, or
Okay.
going into Charlotte when Dallas comes here. Yeah, so cool. which I'm not worried because I have 50 with Kenny that the Eagles won't sweep the Commanders, so that'll be perfect. Terrence, I paid you for your fantasy matchup. Tavian is now paid. Let me update my shit, bro.
I just seen 175 in my name off a rip when I looked at that list.
You got it.
I got Deontay Johnson, 100 on that, 75 on Deontay Johnson. I appreciate your services, big bro. Get me paid.
Look at this. This is disgusting. Can this be another bet that we take off?
What?
Thielen versus Mingo yards.
No, we not taking that shit off. Oh my God! How much is that?
Well, I'll be fucking myself off. Oh my God!
How much is that? How much
God
is that?
Damn! I'll be fucking myself
Hey,
off,
John got
bro.
a chance, bro. He got a new change of scenery.
God.
You know, Thielen's still out.
How much is that?
Fed.
50, bro.
Woo!
John still might go fed.
Shit,
Don't worry.
boy.
What did he say? Show me my money.
My God.
You don't believe in Trey Lance?
Man, hell no. You don't believe in Trey Lance. Why would I?
Trey.
Player of the game. Somebody go. I'll go first. Hey, Sean. I mean, we read off the stats. What was it? 7 tackles, 2 TFLs, a sack, forced fumble in overtime to put us in position to win the ball game. It's not very often that you get that type of production from somebody that plays that position. Because to me, in my eyes, Ashawn is still like technically a 3. I know in the 3-4 that he plays, a 5, sometimes a 7, sometimes a 9. Well, actually, I don't think they bounce him all the way out to a 9. But to me, he's still like a 1/3. And transparently, that is not very often, especially on the NFL level, that you get that type of impact from a guy at that position. And I played 3 in high school, so my perspective is a little bit different just about, how that shit go. And it's very down. These shits are giving me problems. It's very rare for you to see a 7 tackle, forced fumble, sack, 2 TFL game from a D tackle. So, Sean, shout out to you. Revenge game, check mark, fuck the Giants, and fuck New York as a whole because they broke my heart.
Stamp.
The past, month?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. But I still love my Yankees. I still love my Yankees, though. So shout out to the Yankees, but fuck New York as a whole. I have nothing there and have lost nothing there. So, yeah.
You want to go? I'll go ahead. Mine is Chuba Hubbard, 28 carries, 153 yards, career day. You typically see players just not live up to expectations after getting paid. I know this is only one game, but if this one game is going to tell the tale of Chuba Hubbard going forward, then, I like the way it's looking. So, Chuba Hubbard's my player of the game. Really put the team on his back, honestly. Like, literally put the team on his back. Respect that. Hardworking guy. Not too much else to say about him.
Facts. They said New York was a swing state except for when Aaron Judge is there.
I did see that.
Just wanted to plug that.
Move on,
quick.
bro. Quickly.
And
move on.
I'm gonna go with Josie Jewell for my player of the game.
Nigga wants
Josie,
to be a stand-up comedian.
I'm just saying. I'm just repeating what I saw. Just to remind you of what happened. Since we were on the topic of New York breaking your heart, just wanted to remind it one more time. Being that I'm a Red Sox fan, so it's always gonna be fuck the Yankees. And we're rolling with
Boston. Never mind. Go ahead. Sorry.
We're rolling with Josie Jewell, like I said, because I've been particularly hard on the guy. I know we've been hard on him as a podcast pretty much since he walked through the door. And he played a hell of a game. Was really sliding on shit, making a lot of plays. Took the ball away. In a big time spot when the Giants were marching, about to score right before half. It was
huge interception.
Big time.
No, not before half. That was in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I think that was in the fourth.
That was in the fourth quarter on
You're
the
right.
Giants' second or third last drive.
Yeah, big time play.
Huge.
Rose up.
He should have had 2 because the first one went off his damn forearm, and I just knew we were fucked at that point because, when shit like that starts happening.
Bro ended up catching the ball, right?
Yeah, he ended up catching it for a first down. So, yeah, that really triggered me. That really triggered me there. But, yeah, that was in the fourth quarter. Huge spot. Huge spot.
Yeah, big time performance from Josie. So shout out to you. Really shout out to the whole defense. They played well as a unit.
Yeah, I mean, with the exception of that, like the last 2 drives or 3 drives, which I really just put that on coaching. There were just so many things, bro, and defensively those last 2 or 3 drives. The fact that we weren't forcing them to the middle of the field, the fact that we have guys playing 10, 11, 12 yards off, the fact that we're only blitzing or rushing 3 guys, giving Daniel Jones ample amount of time to just sit back in it. But there was so many things wrong the last 3 or 4 possessions. But that defense, just to reemphasize the point that Tavian just made, that defense seems to have taken a step this past week. And that's all I'll give them credit for, because I did just see Kamara come in here and absolutely torch us 2 weeks ago. So, but this is also, since I've taken myself here, and we'll wrap literally this second, we've talked about on multiple occasions this season as a whole that this defense will come up with stops and give the offense opportunities to do what they need to do to go put up points. I mean, I know for a fact we talked about that week 2 against the Chargers when we forced like 3 or 4 turnovers or whatever it was. Maybe it was not even that many. I just know that they had ample amount of times to score. We didn't do it offensively. You can go look at the Atlanta Falcons game, the first matchup, with the amount of stops they were able to get to have the offense in a position to win. We run a dumbass play call. Andy Dalton throws a dumbass ball. That's the ball game. What else? The Cincinnati Bengals game is another one. It's another one where we just simply couldn't get the job done. Came up with a big stop in the 4th quarter, I believe that was. We get the offensive ball back, and we go 3 and out. So this
Denver
defense,
game too, they forced a few turnovers to the Denver game on the first drive, I think.
Yeah,
Sean Robinson or Sean Toto was one of them.
Yeah, yep. So I mean, this defense honestly has shown flashes and it's shown spurts. I mean, we've talked about draft wise, there should be no other direction that we should be thinking about going besides defense. So we have a lot of holes defensively, but I will say they've been serviceable pretty much for the duration of the season, with the exception of the Commanders and Chicago game. Every other game, they've been serviceable. They've given you stops in big moments for the offense to do what they need to do, and we haven't capitalized. So, yeah. Shout out to the defense. Shout out to EJ. Shout out to you if you made it through the full episode. As far as scheduling goes, what do y'all want to do? I mean, we can discuss this if y'all would like. Y'all want to? Yeah. I mean, we're not. I will tell you that we're not going live Friday. We will not be going live Friday. If you watch this full episode, there will be a lot of recycled clips from this podcast, or from this particular episode in particular. So I will say that as far as content goes on that front, I may do a move to change. I don't know. So just make sure that, you are like, commented, subscribed, and have your bell notification on, because you could get some more original content this week. Maybe I'll do a film breakdown this week. Maybe I'll try that. Maybe I'll give that a shot, but we'll see.
Better do it while the film is, you can stomach it.
Why you say that?
Just because we know how it can get sometimes.
Oh, yeah. No, 1,000%. 1,000%. Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe we'll be back next week. I don't know. I know that's kind of ass to have y'all in limbo like that. If not, then we will definitely be back 2 Fridays from now. Not this upcoming Friday, but the following Friday for our game preview of Week 12 against the Kansas City Chiefs. We will be in the building for that game, like Terrence mentioned. I think Dunk is coming up for that game. I got to tap in with him. Tavian's supposed to be with us. And yeah, so that's it. That's all I got.
We're going to take the train that game?
If you want. I mean, I don't really particularly care to do whatever we want to do. So yeah, if you want to do that, then yeah. You got somewhere for us to stay after? What were you going to say?
Might be able to wrong one.
We'll talk to y'all soon.
played in between. Clouds is hanging over you now, cause I'm reigning supreme. Some of these niggas say what they mean, it ain't what it seems.